Speaking of spreading goodness, February the 8th marked the beginning of Pregnancy Awareness Week, which aims to assist moms with access to antenatal care information. In light of Pregnancy Week, the Department of Health has also created an initiative for expectant mothers called Mom Connect. Mom Connect is a free cell phone-based resource for accessing pregnancy-related health information. Dietitian Kim Rutgers is here to tell us all about it, as well as things we need to know about having a healthy pregnancy. Welcome to the Loft.
Hello, thank you to be here.
So what is the aim of Pregnancy Awareness Week, apart from the obvious? Because I think people often think there's pregnancy information everywhere. You can just walk into a shop and buy a book or research it on the internet, but there's still large parts of our communities who don't have access to information.
For sure. So there's a lot of rural places still in our country, and we need to get to those people just to make sure that they get the right advice and they access the information correctly, like Mom Connect, as you said, because they do need this information. If we can target those areas, we can target malnutrition in our country, and so it starts the first 1,000 days of life, which is from conception to the second, to the child's second birthday.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very important time because that development can actually hamper a child's life forever if it doesn't happen adequately, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So please carry on.
So especially with nutrients, for example, just to get the proper ones would mean if they're going to be born like in an optimal way or not, you know?
Yeah. So Mom Connect is a mobile-based initiative. How do people access it? How do people have to have data?
So it's a free thing that started by the Department of Health. And what is so nice about it is that you can go to the clinic, a nurse would be there to help you. They would dial in the number, and then you get registered. And then from that point, you will get information each month or each semester about what's happening, or trimester.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the scope of the information that is shared on Mom Connect? Is it everything from nutrition to wellness, what to eat, what not to eat? And what are some of the things that pregnant women should be looking out for?
So I think the number one thing is obviously diet and what you should eat. But something that we actually forget about is hygiene. That's so important because you can eat something and then have dirty hands or a dirty environment. So taking in that food that you're supposed to be eating with an unhealthy environment is not going to be good for you or the baby. Yeah. And so those are the type of information that Mom Connect actually gives everyone.
And what should women be staying away from during those early days of pregnancy? What can't you eat? What can't you do? What is a no-no?
Well, I think the very big no-no would be smoking, if I'm honest, before food even, and then alcohol. But, you know, last year we had an outbreak with listeria as well. And those are things from, like, your processed foods. So things like bologna and other kind of processed foods, stay away. If food is not whole or in its natural form, then let it go.
Yeah.
You know, eat your fruit, eat your veggies. Those are whole, natural foods that you can wash and then just eat on the go.
And would you say that South Africa is winning in its objective to educate women about the importance of antenatal care?
So, you know, each country has a set of goals that they need to reach, and we have like the 17 goals. Right. Slowly but surely, we are getting to those goals. It still takes a lot of time and a lot of resources, and we need to all come into this. So it's not just the public sector or government that needs to deal with this. It's the public sector as well. And, you know, sometimes you get the public and the private trying to butt heads a little bit, but we need to work together, and that's the only way that we can make it work. And I think the focus needs to always be community, community, community. And if we can start thinking like that, then we can make a difference. Yeah. Because, I mean, there's a small part of our country that can afford medical aid, for example.
Yes.
And so what happens to the other people that can't afford medical aid, you know? And these are the kids that are being born that are our generations in a few years' time.
Yeah, and they kind of get born and they're on the back foot already.
Yeah.
And even so, people living in communities where they see pregnant women all the time, how can they get involved?
So if you're watching today's show and you know that of someone that is pregnant, tell them about the
Mom Connect.
The Mom Connect that we're speaking about. I mean, if we can just spread that simple message, then at least that mother will get that information. Yeah. Even if there is a child, it's a newborn child, speak to the grandparents, you know, they can also go on Mom Connect. Mom Connect doesn't only mean mom. You know,
Yes.
it's a family thing, it's a community thing again.
Absolutely.
And so they can get this information and they can even help the newborn or the infant, you know, getting to a healthy stage.
Yeah, and to support families, because
Yeah,
it does take a village to raise a child.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.